Hey everybody, Dave is here and I am back with another bark for you guys. Today is bark number 21 and today we'll be discussing animes that will be turning 10 years old this year. First, sorry about the lighting, still working out some adjustments here in my living room, but that's another story. So this is a topic I decided to hit on. I thought about it, I said I wonder what animes are turning older this year. Animes that we may have watched in the past. Well, of course, in the past, 10 years ago. So I just it kind of came to me randomly, so I decided to do a video on it. Because why not? Doing the research for animes from '09 that are turning 10 years old, there were some that I didn't realize were that old. And some of the few that I really enjoyed and that I really liked, and some that I haven't even seen or didn't like. So so we'll get started. There's a few shows, actually more than what I did was I didn't pick any movies. I just didn't feel like going through that process of looking through movies. And I mainly there were shows such as, I do honorable mention first, shows such as White Album 2 and a few more shows that came out in '09. I didn't pick those. I kind of tried to stay on shows that were a little more well known. Maybe some that were even a little more popular than others were. Those are the ones I kind of set my focus on. Those are the ones I picked. And another honorable mention is a show called 11 Eyes. I'm actually currently watching 11 Eyes right now to do a review on it. So it also came out in '09. So let's jump right into the list and let's see what we have here. If you hear any clicks, just me clicking on each tab to go to the next show. So here we go. The first show up is Dragon Ball Kai. Now with Kai, I never really honestly watched Kai. I grew up with Dragon Ball Z. I watched Dragon Ball Z. I watched Dragon Ball. I watched Dragon Ball GT. I have a few of the movies. When it came to Kai, I just never felt the need to watch it. I was kind of burnt out on Dragon Ball in general. And the same thing with Super. I haven't really watched it. I'm just kind of burned out on it. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z from elementary school. For those of you who aren't in the States, the schools you go to when you were between the ages of like 4 and 7. And I just I was past that. And I can only watch Goku beat up so many people so many times before it gets not boring but repetitive. I do plan to watch the Broly movie though, because I've heard it's really good, so I will watch that. But I didn't realize that Kai came out in '09. I thought it was a little more recent than that, like at least 2012 or 2013. I had no idea it was '09. So the first anime that turns 10 this year is Dragon Ball Kai. And of course my computer is going to go slow on me here, because why not? Alright, the next show that turns 10 this year, this one is just a personal favorite of mine, and that is Metal Fight Beyblade. Metal Fight Beyblade, I've been a huge Beyblade fan forever. Since the old school Beyblade days. I have the DVDs, I actually own the Beyblades, I've done tournaments, all that good stuff. And yes, I'm 26 years old, and I still play with Beyblades. Don't judge me. So Metal Fight was really good. It was a really good series. Especially toward the later season, it really picked up. But yeah, Metal Fight Beyblade. Beyblade. There's not much to say about that. Spinning tops, characters, you know the gist. So yeah, Metal Fight Beyblade also turns 10 this year. Next up, we have Chrome Shelled Regos. To be honest, I don't remember a lot about this series. I watched this series on the Funimation channel. For those of you who remember, years ago, when Funimation had its own channel on cable, You had to add the channel through a extra subscription through your cable provider, and they had their own network on cable. They would show. I watched Summer Wars on there. I watched Chrome Show Regals. I watched Full Metal Panic. Um, they had Spicy Wolf. I watched Shikabane no Hime. I watched a bunch of shows and a bunch of movies on. Um, they had Lupin the Third. I watched a lot of those on Funimation Channel. And Chrome Show Regals was one of those shows. I also watched Black Butler on Funimation Channel. And Chrome Show Regals was one of those shows on the Funimation Channel. And that's where I watched it. I do remember it being a mech. But other than that, I don't remember a lot about the series. I don't remember it being terrible. I'm not saying it's a bad show by any means. I just don't. It's just been so long that I just don't. It didn't stand out enough for me to remember it, but I do remember watching it. So yeah, that's a real throwback as far as Funimation Channel goes. So yeah, for those of you who remember Chrome Show Regals, it also turns 10 this year. And speaking of Shikabane Hime, aka Corpse Princess, Corpse Princess Season 2 also turns 10 this year. And Corpse Princess is one of my all-time favorite series. Season 1's amazing. Season 2 is even better. God, the first time I ever watched Corpse Princess, I don't know, I didn't know what to expect going into it. And it's essentially, think about what Blood Positive is. Shikabane Hime is kind of that, a little bit, as far as the main character. She hunts down these demons, and she helps kill them, and there's monks who kind of work with the Shikabane Himes, and it's just a really, really, really good series. I highly, highly recommend it if you've never seen it. This was Season 2. Season 2 picked up, of course, where Season 1 picked up at, but got a few more characters and more development, and the story wrapped up nicely, I must say. So yeah, Shikabane Hime Season 2 turns 10 this year. I need that box set. I really, really do. Alright. The next series that turns 10 this year, which was another shocker, and that is Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail turns 10 this year, and how kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Ironic, with it being the last season is currently playing, as far as I know. So the current season is playing when it's the anniversary of the show premiering, basically. Fairy Tail, as much as I love shonen animes, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece to a lesser extent, Black Clover, now I love it. My Hero, not really. Sorry. Attack on Titan, not really either. But as much as I love shonen shows, Fairy Tail, I don't know. Fairy Tail never fully clicked with me. Like, I do enjoy it. I enjoyed everything up until when they turned Happy into a celestial god, and there was a thing where he had been a celestial god this whole time, and there was that whole arc. That's when I kind of fell out of the show. I dropped out of Fairy Tail around episode 80 to maybe around 85, somewhere in there. I recently started it back up, but yeah, I feel like Fairy Tail never fully connected with a lot of the shonen audience. Like, it had its fan base, but it also missed a lot of the shonen fan base. People either loved it or really hated it. Whenever I've heard people talk about Fairy Tail, they either love it or they think it's one of the worst shonen ever. And sorry about that. Just trying to turn this computer light back here, because it helps a little bit. And they think it's either the worst thing ever. So for me, I did enjoy it. I want to finish the whole series, first season all the way up to the current season, so I can say I finished it. But yeah, Fairy Tail turns 10 years old this year, And it had a good run. I must say that it did have a good run. Whether people liked it or not, Fairy Tail had a good run, and it will be remembered. That's for sure. Next up is another personal favorite of mine. Darker Than Black Season 2 turns 10 this year. Darker Than Black Season 2. It wasn't Season 1, that's for sure. I love Darker Than Black. The first series is brilliant from beginning to end. One of the best animes I've ever seen. Season 2, on the other hand, it does things. I mean, like it did things, and there were stuff, but it wasn't even that it was a letdown per se. They just wasted a lot of time in season two. There were aspects of season two that, I mean, the whole first arc of the show is essentially just filler because you find the characters dead. So therefore, it wasn't needed. So I won't say season two has aged very well. I haven't rewatched it. I personally don't recommend you watch it. You watch the end of it, maybe, sure, the end and the other OVAs, but the first part of the second season you can skip. But yeah, so Darker Than Black season two turns 10 this year. One of my favorite series, but didn't love that season of it. Next up we have Inuyasha, the final act. Inuyasha Final Act is also turning 10 this year, and again another series that I didn't realize was as old as it is. The first time I remember hearing about Inuyasha the Final Act, it had already been out, and I had heard that it was dubbed, and so I was looking for the dub online. And I found the dub on one of those fan sub sites, and it was dubbed by the company Oceana or something to that nature, and their dub was horrendous. Like it was terrible. It was so terrible. I didn't even make it through the first episode. It was that horrendous. I finally watched Final Act when it was on Toonami, actually a few years ago now. That's when I watched it, and my hype level was here, but I, I ended up somewhere down here by the end of the series. I didn't love Final Act as much as I wanted to. It was good, but it lacked that Inuyasha-esque that the first series had to me. It wasn't bad by any means. I guess I had kind of lost that connection to the series that I didn't realize I had lost, but I had, and it just didn't click me like I thought it would. But it wasn't a bad series at all. So yeah, Final Act turns 10 this year. Next up, we have Spice and Wolf Season 2. I think it's Season 2. Let me double check that. Yeah, Spice and Wolf Season 2. Spoiler alert, I hate Spice and Wolf. I don't like it at all. Do not like it, never have liked it. Thought it was terrible. Random fact, my mom loves Spice and Wolf. I think she loves it because I hate it so much, but I think she genuinely enjoys it. I don't know why. Spice and Wolf, it's not that I hate slower paced animes. I enjoy those. I just always thought Spice and Wolf was terrible. Always. From them, the merchant going and just selling stuff and the economic parts of it, and it just never resonated at all with me. Maybe one day I'll go back and rewatch it. To see, but I know people love it, have a big fan base. Just recently, they did a crowdfunding for, I think, either a VR game or for another anime, and it exceeded the expectations, and it fulfilled the goal and then some. So there's still a large fan base for it there. Random fact: me and mom ran into a Spice and Wolf cosplayer at a con one day. And she walked up to her and she was like, "You're from Spice and Wolf, and I love the series. My son hates it." And I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed because I was like, "No, I don't hate it. I just don't like it." But yeah. So Spice and Wolf season 2 turns 10 this year. Another series that turns 10 this year is a lesser known series. It's not a very popular one. You may not even know it. It's called Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. See, I know you didn't know it. It's called Brotherhood. We all know FMA Brotherhood is it's FMA Brotherhood. It's amazing. It's so great. It's so great. I was a huge fan of the original Full Metal Alchemist series, and I feel that sometimes it doesn't get enough love because Brotherhood is so good. Brotherhood is so good that the first series kind of gets buried, but at the same time, Brotherhood, to my understanding, followed the manga closely, so that's why it gets so much love, and it's well deserved. Brotherhood is an amazing series. Now I didn't know it was a little bit older. I thought it might have been 010, maybe 2011, but I did know it was a little bit older. I remember watching it. Wow, I didn't remember. I graduated high school in 2010, so I didn't know that it was older than that. But yeah, FMA Brotherhood was a classic series. Really, really good. Um, there's the one scene that I know everybody remembers. One of the saddest scenes I've ever seen in the anime. We're not going to even talk about it, but you know what scene I'm talking about. Um, and your Brotherhood has so many great moments in it. And what else can I say? But I watched the Fullmetal Alchemist live action movie, which is essentially basically just Brotherhood live action. It's copy and paste storyline wise, but it's really good. So I recommend you watch it. So yeah, Brotherhood turns 10 this year. And there's a few more. The next series is also one that you probably have never heard of. It's another lesser known series, and it's called K-On! See, I know. I'm telling you, these shows are very unknown shows. It's called K-On! K-On! Is a show that I have on my list of shows to watch and to review at some point. I have seen the first like 4 episodes of it, and then I just kind of backed out slowly and kind of closed the door on it and said I'll go back to that later because I was 4 episodes in and we were still buying instruments in the store and playing instruments but not really playing them. Like they would play instruments, you would hear the music, but they weren't really coming out of the instrument. It was in the background somewhere, and I was like, okay, no, this isn't Beck. Like, like that's my comparison. It's like Beck is here, so are you meeting that Beck level of expectation? And they weren't. K-On! Was here somewhere, but I get why people love it. K-On! Is a really, really beloved series. I think there's 2, maybe 3 seasons of K-On! Plus, I remember reading articles years ago about, like, I think it had the jacket with K-On! On them, and figures, and then maybe with a cafe, and, I mean, K-On! Is an epidemic. It's really, really popular. I get why it's cute girls playing instruments. I totally get it. At the time, I just wasn't ready to finish that. So, at some point, you will see a review on here for K-On! Just a warning. But yeah, K-On! Turns 10 this year. I don't know when the other 2 series came out, but yeah, so K-On! Turns 10 this year. Next up, we have Higashi no Eden, aka Eden of the East. Eden of the East is another series that I watch on the Funimation channel through my cable provider. And another show I also watch with my mom. She likes anime to a bit. She loves K-pop. Huge K-pop fan. But she does like anime to a certain degree, a little bit here and there. She loves Princess Jellyfish. Loves it. And we watched Eden of the East together. And Eden of the East was a series that when I watched it, I had heard about it just through the anime community in general, going to cons, reading blogs, watching podcasts, things of that nature. So I knew of the East, but I wasn't sure exactly what it was. But it turned out to be a really, really great series. It's an amazing watch. I definitely recommend it. It's funny. It can be a little serious. Only thing I remember from it was that he was a NEET, aka like a shut-in. There's a scene where in the first episode, I think it is, or maybe the second one, where he's naked. That happens. They get hassled by the cops, and then he's naked for some reason. Um, and then there's a part where they're fighting like the government or something to that effect. I can't remember exactly. It's been 10 years, but I do remember it being a really great show. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. I do know there's a movie also that I've actually never seen. I think I heard it's good. It may be terrible. I'm not sure. I've never seen the movie, but maybe I'll watch it now and see if I like it or not. But I do love the series. Eden of the East turns 10 years old this year. And last but not least, um, in a series that I recently watched, um, like just last year, um, and it's one that people love. I love the movie, not so much the series, and that is Haruhi Suzumiya. The melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya turns 10 years old this year. I don't know what to say about Haruhi Suzumiya. I watched the series. I thought it was, let's not say terrible, but let's not say good either. I'd always heard, that Haruhi Suzumiya was a good show, and it had this kind of cult following fan base, and it wasn't terrible. It was just like a lot of stuff, and of course the endless 8 episodes where each episode is the exact same thing over and over and over again. And when it first happened, because I'll admit, I watch the show on YouTube. I watch on YouTube so that I can just play each episode, play the playlist, and let it play back to back to back to back to back. So I played the first time, and it was going through the first episode played, got it. The second one came on, and it was the exact same one. I said, okay, they're doing a time loop thing. That's fine. 2 episodes, it's cool. Then we got to 3, and then we got to 4, and it kept going. What are we doing? Like, why is this still a thing? And it was terrible. It was so terrible. But I will admit, the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, I've always heard 2 things about it. It's very long, and it's boring. Those are the 2 things I've always heard about it. And it was long, that was true. But I think that the movie is actually better than the series. The movie was good. The series not so much. But you have to watch the series to understand the movie. Because if you don't, you won't understand the characters and kind of the backstory of what's actually happening in the movie. But the movie was actually decent in its own right. So Haruhi Suzumiya, her and all of her quirkiness and wackiness, and all of her adventureness to find aliens, has turned 10 years old this year. And that is the last anime that I picked that turns 10 years old this year. Leave a comment below. Let me know which of these series you have either seen, have not seen, and if you have, which one of these shows are your favorites? Which ones did you enjoy, and why did you enjoy them? Yeah. So that wraps it up for this episode, this bark. I will be back hopefully next week or the week after next. I'm going to try to do a video every 2 weeks is the goal. So in 2 weeks I should be back with another bark for you guys, and that bark will be on Toonami and is it still relevant. So as always, leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down depending on how you're feeling. Either is fine. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. What else? Am I missing something? Subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment. Nope, I think that covers it all. So yeah, so until next time, Ma, out.